Let's now take a look at all the settings, elements, pictures, and options you can use while creating your first design. I will use the logo again because it's quite a handy blank Canva. Okay, and now let's start with the elements. So take a look at the left bar here. We have the elements, also the templates. We already took a look at them. The elements with the recently used images, lines and shapes, graphics, so without animation, stickers with animation, photos, videos, audio, charts, so bar charts and diagrams, tables like an Excel, frames, grids, and more stuff. At first, I want to take a look at lines and shapes. I can click on See All here. And there I have some shapes. For example, this rectangle with a lot of options over here. We will take a look at them later. And I have this rectangle and can now type in, like, for example, test inside of this. So you always have the possibility to write some text into it. We can also resize it. We see the W and the H for the width and the height, and create something new, and also transform it by rotating it. The option bar up there will be an extra video, so we will discuss this later. We also have other shapes, like for example, this rectangle with rounded corners, or a circle, a triangle, a star, arrows, and a lot more. We could change the color. We can change the text inside of it, so the size of the text, the font size, but also if it's bold or italic. And what's pretty cool is that we can also use these other shapes, for example this one here. So it's like a shape with a shadow, and we can change the color to, for example, light blue, and the background to a darker blue, so that it looks like a shadow. There are also shapes with an outline, like here, this dark gray and the lighter gray is the outline. We can duplicate it and also delete it. Also press these 3 dots, the more button, for copy and paste. And we can also have a hyperlink in this form, in this shape. So when somebody clicks on this shape, the link opens automatically. We will talk about hyperlinks later. We can use lines. So lines are up there. Lines are pretty simple, but also very handy because we can grab the end and the starting point and move it around. We can also take a look at the options bar because we can decide the line style, so the line weight, the thickness, if it has rounded endpoints or not, and also if it's like one line or different lines or dots inside this line. Okay. We can also choose between the starting point and the end point. So if you want, for example, an arrow, you can click on line end, click on the arrow here, and then you have like an arrow. I'll click this away. Okay. Then you will have an arrow here. You can switch the thickness and use, for example, this circle as a starting point. So pretty easy, but also very handy. You also see some guidelines sometimes. So these guidelines here, they help a lot. So just try it at home. It's pretty easy to work with lines and these guidelines. We can also use the search bar by clicking again on elements and the search bar. We can search, for example, for firefighter and see a lot of vector graphics and graphics itself that shows firefighters in different like styles, comic style or cartoon style, or just normal pictures. But keep in mind that some of them are only available with the premium version. So all elements, all graphics with this Pro crown here next to it, and you also see it because of this watermark here, Canva watermark. So it means that you have to pay for it. You can click on remove watermarks, and then you can purchase this one image for €1 or $1, or you purchase the premium version, then you can use them for free. We can decide between the categories, so all or just graphics. And by clicking on, for example, graphics and deciding for one, in this case this one, we also get magic recommendations. So we get like the same type of cartoon or picture in this case. We see this firefighter in his polka dot vest, and the magic recommendations also show some graphics in this style. So in the laboratory or with some skates, with a skateboard, on a computer programming, it's all the same style because it's a magic recommendation for this picture. Clicking on this little guy here, we get other recommendations. So we see the firefighter, which is free, but you can also get recommendations like, for example, this construction worker who is not free, who is only available with the premium version, but it's the same style. Or click on this gardener, which is also free. So you can use these magic recommendations just by clicking on one graphic. As said before, there are other categories like graphics, photos, so just pictures, real photos of firefighters, videos, but also audios. About photos and videos, we will talk in the next video. When searching for example, an object or a graphic, let's take the cat, you can also use this filter here. This filter, like filtering for the color, for example, only blue cats, clear all, blue, or I like the color, the orientation, so if it's a square, if it's vertically or horizontally, if it's a static animation, so without movement, or an animated animation, like cats with some movement here. and if it's cutouts only, so with transparent background or not. In this case, they are all with transparent background only. Okay, so that's the possibility of using filters. Let's now move on to the next video and talk about pictures, videos, and uploads.